So, boy, that thing said the Good Hennec Show. What we watching on that screen right there?
Slight delay, don't you good? You on? We on?
Oh, okay. Dang, I'm tripping. Hey, we back, man. We got my dog Croom in here, man. You know what I'm saying? On the Good Hennec Show. You know what I'm talking about? Knowing this guy for a while, man. What is popping, homeboy?
Man, what the business is? What crack-a-lay?
Man, no, I'm just trying to stay busy.
That's all you say. Stay busy, man.
That's all I know. That's all I know what to do.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that, man.
I got to. I can't stay stagnant up here, boy. These boys be moving. I gotta keep up.
Yeah, they say, man, you got to run the race, but you got to run it at a good pace, though. You can't get tired, though.
You right. I'm about tired right now. I'm gonna keep going, man. So what been popping with you?
Man, cooler, man. Just one day at a time, man. You know, it been a minute. I ain't really. How can I say it? I ain't gonna say I quit music. I can just say that, you know, at sometimes at a point, you know, life kick in. You know what I mean? You go through, you know, different journeys, you know what I mean? And everything ain't meant to be forever. It can be just for a season. So coming from doing music first, then going to do radio, you know what I mean? And, you know, being responsible for breaking people like Jimmy Hennessy,
True that.
Bunky White, you know, giving people the leeway to do music and DJ like Big Nick, Big Twin, DJ AK, you know.
Right.
I never really had time out just to do me, you know what I mean? Like, because I started doing radio like 17, fresh up out of juvenile prison. So the whole aspect of the matter is like now I'm back around to doing music. You know, I got a chance to, you know, step away from radio, especially, you know, when I lost my big homie one guy. That, you know, that was my dog. So, you know, all that turmoil going on at the station, you know, I just wanted to do something different. So, you know, I came back to the A. You know, keep it 1,000. A lot of people think you can get into music and it's just gonna pop.
Right.
Yeah.
Your record can be the hardest record in the streets, but that capital is what talk. You know what I mean? If you ain't got that capital to create a buzz, you know what I mean, for your brain, I'm telling you, bro, like, people, they might say that record fire. Trust me, man. Mr. Collie Park, my cousin, I know Bubba Sparks, Fat Shan. I can go on and on, man. I've been doing this forever. Like, you can have that record.
Right.
But if you ain't known, period, like I'm talking about all the way from the streets to the internet buzz, they're like, okay, cool, come holler at me when you basically get your buzz up. Yeah, you know what I mean? And that's kind of devastating because at the same time, you might have the music and the talent. Right. But what they're looking for is something that if it's already grown, all we got to do is put a little more money behind it.
Yep. Right.
And bam, it's here.
Right.
But just being like, put it like this right here. Prime example, my boy Sean J and Smoke. And Jimmy, you know, I ain't lying. You know, Smoke and Sean J came from Hey Shouty. You know what I mean? OE, Big Nah, you know what I mean? The whole crew. You know what I mean? Southern folk. You know what I mean? Like, the whole ordeal with them, Smoke and Sean J figured that we can get all being in South Georgia, we can get Atlanta. If a label or executive, it can be a majorly independent, or Rick Ross is in your city or your area. You feel me? If he hear your name just enough, if he go to Savannah and you over there open up for him in Savannah, he gonna like, damn, who this little nigga is?
Yep.
If he go to you and he in Tallahassee, you open up for him in Tallahassee, like, well, now this little nigga record, he'll bunking.
Right.
You know? He gonna be like, well, let me holler at you, bro. You know, come holler at me when you get such and such, because if it ain't the numbers, and the numbers ain't where they can put maybe $50,000 in a single, where they can accumulate a buzz fast, because you got people that get out of prison, man, ain't knocking little Bootsy buzzes off his fan base before he went to prison. True. You know what I mean? Controversy sells, but right now the point, Bootsy won't be mainstream because the industry is not mainstream no more. And a lot of people fail to realize. They were like, well, I just want to blow up and get big mainstream. That's cool, but once you get a brand, you can do whatever you want. You know what I mean? You got a rich homie, you feel what I'm saying? Rich homie, he doing his thing. You feel what I'm saying? He getting $20,000-$30,000 a show. You eating. Right. So you really don't need a major. But like getting back to the reality of me is that's where I had to realize, like, all right, next go around when I start back into it. You know what I mean? Because I was so far what they call of the world, and I ain't know, you know, I ain't saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost, but I was so far of the world that I ain't have a time to put my brakes and organize. I was trying to do everything, you know what I mean? DJ, promote club, do music, break Jimmy, you know what I mean? Call somebody at another radio station. Hey, this dog got hot over here. I need you to, you know what I mean, bump this record for him. Like, I never had time for self, you know what I mean? And right now it's like time for self, you know what I mean? A few months back, last year this time, I dropped the record, Hit Me Though, Jimmy. Fresh did the video, and the first comment I got from the video was from him. And he was like, but that's that sound, that's where you at, you know what I mean? And I hadn't did a record in 2-3 years. I mean, I got plenty of records I record, but just put it out there just to see what the response was. I hadn't did nothing. Right. But to come from a person like Jimmy, knowing Jimmy came to me at the radio station, like, man, just play my record. Right. And no doubt, period, point blank, ain't worried about no liquor to kick it, none of that. I put a slap in rotation. So to hear him say, that's it, you know what I mean? Just don't stray away from what you're doing right there. I can take that advice, you know what I mean? I can take that constructive criticism because I know he got an ear. I know he got talent. So at this point now, man, I'm just trying to finish up a mixtape. You know, I got new management, Inner Pain Music. My boy Apostle Payne, he from down from the 912229. He used to be road manager for Tay Dizzle. He managed the Lax Fat Shan group on Average Joe. He got the Georgia Boys. These cats doing numbers on Hit Cop. You feel what I'm saying?
Relax. I just watched one of their videos.
I'm talking about numbers. I'm like, and that's why I say numbers what get you a check, because I know the Georgia Boys did like 82,000 copies the first week, and that's independently.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they getting like majority of that. And that's what I be trying to tell cat. They be looking for that mainstream. That's cool. But you got to get what you can take.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you can take and get you 10, 20,000 people downloading and following you across the internet, well, work that.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, so when them checks start coming in, you can be like, well, I can take these 2 checks, put back, and now I can try to go over here to Mobile, Alabama, and fuck with these DJs. I can go take these niggas a stack and be like, yo, I need you to bump this record. Because DJs are the A&Rs now.
Yeah.
Labels ain't.
No, ain't no labels.
Labels ain't even scouting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They have all these sites saying, you know, you pay this, that, and the third. They just giving you the credentials of what A&R's there. You know, they might have a listen session, but the accreditation for a person to get you signed is an A&R. You know what I mean? If you got a person like DJ Khaled, he go to L.A. Reid, say, man, this is the next hottest person coming out of Orlando, Florida.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Get what he gonna say. Let me hear something. So you ride with that Khaled? Yeah, I co-sign him. Let's do a deal.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? So if you ain't even got the DJ aspect behind you, you know what I mean? It's keys to this, and it's ways to unlock, you know what I mean, each door in the matrix just to get in. You know, but a lot of people just fail to realize, because they get so, oh, I'm gonna just blow up off this one record. I'm gonna get 1,000 copies printed up for a single. Man, it take leg work. It take you having people to be able to retweet, repost every time you retweet, repost. You feel what I'm saying? And that's my biggest, you know what I mean, fall. I can admit that, because I came from a time when my guy Shy Love and were doing music with the MPC, the sound modules, you know what I mean, the 1824 track rolling, and then when stuff switched digitally so fast, I still was accustomed to doing it this way, and you know what I mean, burning my own CD, like, here we go. You feel what I'm saying? But while I'm doing that, everybody else on the internet game, and they I remember about 2 years ago, me and Booba Jones and D from Young Squad was up here in the studio, same studio, rocking with Migos. You know what I mean? About a year and a half after that, Migos was all over the thing. But you know why? Migos had a check. They had a check to put into their sound to make their sound work. And then they found a manager that believed in them, Coach K. So it's all about the pieces that you put together. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's all about, like they say, and Jimmy, remember, I co-signed this cliche. I mean, this, well, how you want to say it, statement that everybody, and I think I created this, Jimmy. I think before I went on tour, it was a kills I posted. I said, your network is your net worth.
Oh yeah, I see Jimmy say right now.
And that's real talk, because your network accumulates a certain type of dividend. Yep. You know what I mean? And if you ain't using those assets to make your awareness, make your, you know, your impact, you know what I mean, people just gonna bypass it. Bypass it. Look at these cats, they flip it on Instagram, they got autism.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Bro, I do not like that.
You know what I'm talking about? So it goes to show you that the World Wide Web is a beast. Yeah. You know, I think that's the mark of the beast, because you in tune to what's going on everywhere.
All day, every day.
You know what I mean? So I'm just back to doing music. You know, Black Irish the mixtape coming soon. I'm hoping I can get Jimmy. This is this dude right here. Let me tell y'all, man. I asked him. I said, man, yeah, let me and you and Gigolo do a record together and do a mixtape. Oh man, you know I ain't wait for that 229 anthem.
Hey, hold on.
But it was about a 229 anthem. But I know he be busy. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like if it's the record, he'll mess with it.
I just didn't want to do now one of those
particular records,
local songs like. I done been on two.
I done been on 3 of them. But this my guy, like you know, like he's one of the ones that
he gonna tell you up front.
He gonna tell you up front. He gonna tell you that's the record he like or not. You feel what I'm saying? Like from the aspect of him being who that. He probably don't ever mention that to y'all.
Oh, I know about it.
He came to me with a mixtape. You know what I mean? And I was like, all right, I listen to it. So I told him to come back with a single. He came back with a single, Swagger Shade. Man, that was the biggest record that came out of that 229 912 era when I was doing unsigned artists. Like, and it launched a segue for him. You know what I mean? Like Jimmy, I can say that he's one of the ones that created a brand with what he got, and he could drop in a mixtape, and he gonna make some money off of it. And and that's the key to everything. If you can drop, you can build your fan base. As long as your fan base in tune with you and you drop a mixtape, you making money. It don't matter if it's a small piece, a big piece. Some people ain't making no money. Yeah. But his leg work, his brand, Spoda, Pluto Nation, like I salute him. You know what I mean?
You know, man, what's crazy is like you speaking directly on some stuff that we were talking about before we started rolling, bro. Like you weren't here for it, but like the stuff I was telling him about the interview that Mr. Colin Parr had. Like he was saying, like if you're an artist, you're underground art, not an underground artist, but if you're an artist that's popping in a strip club, the worst thing you can do is put out an album because numbers don't lie. Yeah. Like they see when people see that you only did 10,000, they like, oh, you ain't as hot as I thought you were. But you go in the strip club, you go out and do it, drop a mixtape, go and get them club, records played in the strip club, go and hit these tours, get you 5 to 10 racks, you know what I'm saying? You good money. You doing that, you go and do that 10 times a week. I mean 10 times a month, you good.
Good. And that's what a lot of people fail to realize. They don't that it's called what's my saying? Minimize to maximize. And what I mean by minimize to maximize, you don't have to have maximum exposure to make the maximum money that you can do in your minimum network. See, some people look outside of their network instead of dealing with what's right there in front of them.
Yeah.
I noticed his first CD. I know this nigga made bands. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it was his marketing strategy. He waited till he had at least 3 good records, and he had way more than that. Cause I was playing like a whole mixtape on the radio. Like every 3 songs you hear a Jimi Hendrix song. But the minimize, the maximize, they jump out there, and you have some people. They have these investors. Some investors don't know no better. They just be like, okay, it's pressed up. You got the mix. It's good to go. And I know people of this nature.
Yeah.
And then soon they drop that record flop. You feel what I'm saying? I ain't gonna talk about nobody, but I know somebody personally. It's something I wrote a hook on. I ain't even gonna talk about it. And it been on the radio and everything. But he put a certain amount of money in it. That record didn't go but so far. You feel what I'm saying? And it bees the fact being that sometimes he might have a little more leverage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you got a DJ drummer, like DJ Holiday, prime example. Holiday went from being a mixtape DJ to now he on Streets 94.5. Now he got records he releasing featuring Meek Mills and Rick Ross.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's creating that brand, but you minimize to maximize so long that when you got in a position, you had already created a brand and everybody like whatever you need.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's what I mean by when you're gonna do whatever it is. I don't care if it's music, acting, whatever the case may be. You gotta find that niche that's gonna create that avenue for you to blossom with that buzz. Cause some people jump in there and you be like, man, what the hell is he doing? You know what I mean? Like when I used to do the radio, cats come through a record, and I'd be like, man, that sounds great. I'm gonna be honest with you, like it need to be me. I'm gonna be straight up with him.
Yeah.
But I would go ahead and put this on, lick it to kick it. You know what I mean? $25. You know what I mean? Why? It's because if I feel like it has potential to skyrocket, I ain't even finna charge you. I'm finna fuck with you and help you get a buzz. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, if I help you get a buzz, like prime example, Skrill. You know what I mean? Terrific. I hit Skrill the other day, told Skrill I need a verse. You know, and Skrill doing numbers now. You know what I mean? Skrill, I need a verse. He was like, okay, Croom, you know what I mean? Whatever you need, I remember who you are, boom, boom. That just goes to show, like, when you take care of the people that need you,
absolutely.
When you really need them to help something pop off, they like, cool. Just prime example with the show. Mm-hmm. And I like, man, look, I need to get on the show. I'm trying to get back to what I'm doing. You were like, cool, make for cool for you, like, right? You know what I mean? So it's all about my thing, minimize to maximize. This go around, it's gonna be, you know, totally different. Like, I ain't got nothing against the sound that everybody's doing with the auto tunes. Mm-hmm. I salute you. Whatever floats your boat to make you get you some change. I'm good with it. But I had an engineer, Grammy nominated engineer the other night. We was in the session, and I had this record. I just was like, auto tune sound good on it.
Right.
Man, then he stopped me in my tray and said, "Bruh, you already got a raspy voice. You don't need no auto tune." So that being said, I was like, okay, you know, I still want it on her. So I let him put it on there when I